All right,
Hello.
guys.
Oh.
Oh, you're doing it. Okay, go ahead.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't see you there.
Oh.
Did
Daddy
we all
taught
just
us not to
bump
be
into-
afraid of. Wait.
We all just bumped into each other.
Daddy taught us not to be ashamed of our intros.
Listen, this,
What is that from?
this here town
Oh,
ain't
you-
big enough for
Yeah,
3 crypto traders.
This podcast recording room ain't big enough for the 3 of us. So,
Sometimes I long on it so hard, I wreck myself.
This is way off. But did you guys ever hear that 18 Naked Cowboys at Ram Ranch song?
No, I'm straight.
Okay,
yeah, I
well,
was about to say the same thing.
I think most people have heard it, but I think it's very funny, and I just got reminded of it.
I think it's okay for you to be gay, Moyer. You can just say that.
Yeah, it is
Yeah.
2022, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is current year, so.
Yeah. Okay. Appreciate
Current
that.
year. Do you guys
Well-
remember that in 2016?
Actually, all right, can you do it? Can you do a
John
John
Oliver
Oliver impression? Can you do it?
Yeah. What does he say again? He's like, Donald Trump.
No,
the current
wait.
year. That
No.
guy, right?
No. He says
Oh.
he's like, guys, come on, it's 2015.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I thought you were talking about
Nice.
when someone asked Justin Trudeau. They were like,
Huh?
"Why do you have a diverse cabinet filled with, this type of person and the first black this and the first black that?" And Justin Trudeau looks around and he goes, "'Cause it's 2016." And he was talking because it was basically saying that it was the current year. I think that's where that originated from. And everyone started clapping after he said that. He's like, "Because it's 2016." And everyone's like, "Ah, this is the coolest
John
thing he's ever
Oliver.
said." So-
It's
Secret brother of Justin
2022.
Trudeau confirmed.
Let me touch your already.
Oh, I know what you're talking about now. I know what you're talking about now. You're talking about how 2020 was he was talking about 2016, and
It
he
was
was it was like
2016, yeah.
the New Year's. He was like, "Goodbye 2016," and he curses and everyone likes it. And, oh yeah, that guy's insufferable.
You remember the
He's-
whole Trump thing?
Yeah. Oh my god, that is all coming back to me now, man. That was
Dude,
a
Ari, you
different
need to
time.
take responsibility for your country. What's up with that? Are those people
Yeah.
just like walking around everywhere in London or what?
Well, we got rid of Piers Morgan, who actually had a decent redemption arc, and now we have John Oliver.
Okay. We actually have, some of us have thoughts on people like John Oliver and, what's the fat guy's name? He was on Gavin and Stacey.
James Corden.
James Corden, yes.
Oh, yeah.
Those guys,
I hate that guy so much, dude.
those guys are not in the UK because their humor is that shit. They have to go to America.
Yeah, I guess Americans like their brand of British humor because it doesn't jive with you guys.
No,
but to
not
us,
at
it's
all,
the
no.
funniest thing ever. Maybe because it's dumbed down. It's not dry enough. Like
They
you guys
are
have it over
not
there.
funny by British standards.
The British intellectual.
You know what John Oliver does? He does like Family Guy, but like in real life. Like he references like
Kinda,
cutaways. Yeah, he's like, that's like if my auntie rode a bike made of like crumpets or some shit. And then like
that's
he expects
true.
people to laugh from that.
It's really interesting to see the trajectory that everyone's gone on since The Daily Show ended, because I can recall when I was younger watching The Daily Show with my dad, and it was reasonably funny, and they didn't have any problems going left or right. It was usually making fun of the right. But Stephen Colbert came from that show, and John Oliver, and Stephen Colbert has just become such a flaccid joke. He's just so... I don't know. He's just...
I mean, can you blame him?
Flaccid.
He sold out.
Penis.
Yeah,
Need
he
a
sold
fat
out big
paycheck.
time. Yeah, big fat something. So, but I mean, now that we've all bumped into each other and gone through all this, and I apologize in advance, I'm feeling a little bit under the weather. It's allergy season for Amera Mutts, and it's hitting me. Do they have allergy? Do you guys have
Good.
allergies overseas or no? Is that an American?
What kind of question is that? What the fuck?
I don't know. I live in the greatest country on earth. I don't need to pay attention to whatever's going on over there. So,
Well, I was
do
going
you
to say,
guys-
okay, you know what? In that case, no, we don't. Yeah, you have. Yeah, in the greatest country on earth, you only have it there. Yeah.
Okay. There's no such thing as
Can I just say
allergies
this?
in- Go
I've
ahead.
never met like a non-white person with an allergy. So
What?
Yeah, maybe it is a a white person thing.
Like
but I'm
unironically.
barely white. I'm barely white, so I don't know.
You're
I don't
one
know
of
how to
us.
respond to that. But you know what's not real? Poison ivy is not real. I've never gotten a poison ivy rash in my entire life. I think you're making that up. I've never seen it in real life.
So I'm not even
Yeah.
sure if it's poison ivy, but
Yeah.
when I was a little kid, I was running around this little wooded area, and I was unironically just smelling the flowers, and I touched this like one plant which I'd never seen before, and like I don't know what it did, but it like fucked my fingers up, and that shit like I'm not sure if
fuck you up.
It's like a Venus flytrap.
Yeah,
no,
Young
it
Ari
wasn't
sticks
that.
his
It wasn't
finger-
that. It was like some kind of like poison or something. Like it seeped into my skin, and I'm not sure if it hurt or if it just felt really, really weird to the point of discomfort. Like it was really strange.
Ari's like sexual awakening.
Maybe I don't know.
Maybe that was
I don't know
it,
what it's
yeah.
called when you want to do that with a plant, but you just reminded me. And no one ever seems to want to talk about this. When I was younger, around 5 or 6, I saw a praying mantis just hanging out, and I kind of walked up to it, and I didn't really poke it. I just kind of got my fingers around its general area, and it did something. It like slashed at me or bit me. It did something really fucking weird, and then retracted back, and then it acted like nothing ever happened. And then when I look it up online, most things say that praying mantises don't attack people. They don't do that. So I ran into a really fucking weird praying mantis, and
You
no
wanna
one
know
in
what
my
happened?
family believes it. What? What
You
happened?
want to know what happened?
What?
So
You ran into the Italian mantis. You cut him off.
like, who do you think you are coming up? Wait, that was a terrible.
It's like an
impression.
Albanian guy or something.
What was that? What the fuck was like? Hey, I'm not gonna. I'm not. In the,
We'll save it. We'll save it. Let me rescue you for a second here. You guys are indeed listening to the Pink Boys podcast, and as I said, I am feeling a little bit under the weather, but that will not stop me from telling you fuckers listening right now, like this on YouTube.
oh
We
my
do
god!
get a decent amount of views on YouTube. I'm sorry, there's like 7 or 8 likes on a video, and more people than that have watched it, I assume. So
What is up, squad? Remember
I
to
know-
like and subscribe to the channel if you enjoy. Hit that notification bell and join the notification
smash that
squad.
like button. Rate that notification bell.
Listen,
go.
You guys can do the whole ironic thing to keep the facade that you're cool people, but I don't mind being post-ironic and being a genuine person and saying you guys should like this YouTube video if you're watching it. I would mean a lot.
Smash
to
that
me,
like button
so.
to kill a Nazi today.
Moyer's pissed. He wants likes.
Where's Pitt? What is it? Was that never mind. I'm not going to go into it. It's like you just got knocked the fuck out. It was some Antifa thing. I forgot. Never mind.
Have you seen that one video of that boomer who had a show that says "Repent, sinner"? Some Zoomer tried to throw a punch at one of his mates,
And
he
then the
caught
guy
punch.
blocks it. The guy
Yeah.
blocks it. That
He
is
blocks it like an
video.
actual anime character. He's like,
You know what's crazy?
Like proper like Frieza like. So,
Yeah, that was. There's
You really
definitely
think you could defeat me?
there's definitely an anime rendition of that. You know what's crazy is I don't know if it was that guy specifically, but I saw a guy that was in the same genre as him, a preacher just calling everyone the devil and saying we're all going to hell. He was at a political rally that I happened to be at, and I came up to him and I wasn't messing with him or anything. I was like, oh, that's pretty good. Yeah, I agree with that. And he couldn't even take basic questions from me or anyone else. He was kind of shuddering. I guess he was in training or something. He needs to learn from the best, you know? Because
What do
if
you
you
mean?
get up there, you
Like
got to
he was
have
shuddering?
all the comebacks. What?
What do you mean like he was shuddering?
You know, so someone was trying to argue with him, but they were being really stupid when they were doing it. They were like, so does that mean Hillary Clinton is going to hell too? And he was like, well, not necessarily. I'm like, dude, you just said we were all going to hell, and now you're shying away from really basic questions. You're supposed to just go, of course she is, and so are you sinner. You know, the hand of God, blah, blah, blah. So I don't know. Just up your game if you're going to go out in the field, you know. But I guess training comes from everywhere, doesn't it? So, but
so-
we'll get to a religious section at some other point in the future. But for now, we don't need to have that crisis of faith. And
Speaking of religion and karma, Luna is now being slapped with a civil lawsuit, a federal and civil lawsuit in South Korea. So Press S to spit, I guess.
Well,
are they allowed
the
to do that?
interesting-
Or go ahead.
I was just going to say the interesting thing about Luna. So I know we talked about this a bit last time. So it spawned like after the massive crash. It spawned like a whole new generation of bag holders. For some reason, people actually like bought that shit, thinking that they were gonna make it off of it. They're like, "Oh, lunatics, we're gonna like just like GME people like in 2022." You know, it's really strange.
That's
This
weird.
just
How do
keeps
Jimmy
happening.
people still exist? Like,
I don't know. They still
Isn't it
think they're
gone?
gonna get the hedgies. Like nowadays, they're like, oh yeah, GameStop is gonna have like an NFT marketplace, and it's gonna mug Coinbase, and this is gonna pump the stock. Like the cope is unfathomable, and it happens everywhere. Like it's just like there's this archetype of investor / trader or whatever the fuck you want to call it, and they're just usually very dumb, impressionable, like desperate people that have thrown their life savings
what it
into the
is? They're
top,
like-
and like they
they're
don't
like-
let go.
They're like
can't capitulate.
Instagram investors. They like their scope of like understanding is like limited to Instagram. They want to like get better at finance, but they're not motivated enough to like actually go to a real site and like learn how shit works. So they fall for shit like fucking GME or whatever.
Yeah,
like
I
like
guess.
know, it's
my
just
my
so-
auntie.
Go ahead.
My auntie, she had a friend. She had a work friend, and the dude like liquid, like he extended his mortgage and like put his entire life savings into GME at like 350.
Based.
Ooh.
Oh wait, hold on. Wait, do you
Was
mean
this after it crashed?
350.
Oh,
USD.
okay, all right. Never
Those
mind.
people are all over. That reminds me of the infamous story when Bitcoin had its crash way back around 20K, and it was something along the lines of, this man invested his sold everything and invested his life savings into Bitcoin. I guess it worked out at the end of the day, but he did that when it was 20K before it went down to 3K. So that guy got obviously wrecked. There's a lot of people who think they feel momentum when they really don't. And I see the temptation for Luna because the team is actively trying to do something about it, but it just, after GameStop barely had any value and it popped off just for being GameStop and just having a run on its price. So maybe people think they can just recreate that magic, and I think there's fail safes in there that kind of don't let that happen anymore.
It's all about the FOMO.
It's all about the what?
The FOMO.
You know what's weird? You said that guy used equity from his home to buy something. I never
Tyson
understood
said
that.
That was me.
Oh, Tyson said
How
that. Sorry.
dare you?
Sorry.
How dare you?
Why do people do that? People tried to tell me that when I owned my house, it was a good thing because you could use it as equity to take out loans. And I thought,
Yeah, so
why is that a good thing? I don't get why. I'm
you
not
can either use
entranced
it
by
as
that.
you can either use it as like collateral, or you can. So, for example, if you have a mortgage for like 500K, and you pay off like 100K, and then something like a new GME comes along, you can go to the bank and say, okay, well, I want to take a loan out for the 100K that I've paid on the mortgage, and take it out. Yeah.
All right.
So that's what the
Tax
guy
free
did.
as well, isn't it?
I just think it's weird that it's given it's a plus, but it's really just you taking out a loan. I mean, there's
Yeah,
It's it's not a taxable event.
Is it?
Oh, okay.
It's tax free. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you.
Pulling
Our
out
ta-
shit
our
against your
tax
home.
advisor.
Yeah. No, I mean I know people very close to my family who did that shit and more or less made it by just doing that over and over again. They they pay off their home and then like increase the value of it, pull out against it again, do some other venture, pay off the loan, and then do all over again. Blah 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 blah.
Interesting.
That's
Yeah,
like
I've been
the
thinking of-
boomer way to make it. That's a pretty comfy way, actually.
It
It
works
is.
for
It's
them.
like it's the OG version of like low leverage trading, I guess.
Yeah, there are
We
2X.
can't do that. We can't do that ourselves though, because the houses that they used went from $100,000 in value to $600,000, and now we're trying to clean up the scraps on $700,000
We-
houses that might go to 900 or will just collapse.
So we're kind of dabbling into really trad stuff now, but I still think this is valuable to know. So
yeah.
yes and no. Like as far as I know, like you can still buy a house, like a really run down one in a good area, do it up, like have it valued all over again, and pull out like what
You walk in and you shake. You give the owners a firm handshake.
No,
That's what you sound
no,
like.
listen,
in the eye.
you find
Look
it.
at
You
the
find
eye, firm handshake.
you find a rundown house in a decent area. You put a down payment, all right. You do up the house on a budget, and then you get that house revalued, and then you pull out all your money, and then you now have like extra equity from that house because it's now worth more, right? You actually made money from that, more than you spent on it.
I
Right.
agree, but the
What's his
beginning
name?
of that, the beginning of all of that sounded like you were writing the lyrics for a country song. It's find a house, find a woman to settle down with. It's just what I started thinking of when you started talking about getting a house and settling down. But just to reel it back in, I'm looking at Luna's price right now, and I'm glad you talked me out of jumping back in, Tyson, because it's not going to recover.
Yeah.
It's never going to recover. That first jump to 0.0007 looked enticing, but that's never coming again. That thing is dead as
The
a doornail.
real pump to buy for Luna was when it hit $1 for the first time, and then it bounced back to like $8. That was perfect liquidity for that.
The
that
first time.
I was mad that I missed that, but I guess while we're in the arena, we might as well touch on it, even though I don't think it's particularly interesting. Although maybe it kind of is. Bitcoin below 30K. I just want to say these are the most, and I think it's statistically true as well, but as far as my memory goes, these are the most red weeks I've ever seen in a row on Bitcoin ever, possibly. I've never seen this many red weeks in a row. It's pretty fucked.
So apparently, let me just double check. This is the most weekly red candles Bitcoin has ever had in its history or something, or since like 2014 or something.
Jesus, Christopher.
Is that true?
I may be wrong on that. I saw that somewhere on Twitter, to be honest. I'm an NPC, so
Well,
I'll have to fact check that.
we're in one of the biggest stock loss periods in history as well. So
Yeah.
I think compared to that, Bitcoin's holding up relatively well, to be honest with you. Think about
It's
during the
okay.
COVID crash, it was very reactionary and plummeted immediately in tandem with it. But as I said, I think it's holding up relatively well compared to the dire public equities in stocks right now. So I don't
COVID
know.
is a bit of a double black swan, though.
Yeah, you like them.
That's like a
in all the
true-
holes.
What? Oh, nice. You're good. No, COVID is like a once in a lifetime kind of thing. That was probably our.
No, that's not true. There's monkeypox going around, so
There is monkeypox going around.
That's not what I meant. I meant financially.
Well, it might have to get you financially soon too. This is
Well, I mean,
never mind. I was gonna say a black.
when it comes to
monkey event,
monkeypox, I think I'm good. But Tyson, I think you might want to get tested.
yeah, Tyson, you might get tested, especially if you're traveling recently. Do you have anything to say about Bitcoin, Tyson, or are you
I
kind
don't
of
think
just?
you got the joke, Moyer.
I don't think I got it either.
Well, basically, monkeypox is most prevalent, vastly more prevalent in the gay.
Oh, is it? Oh,
Yes.
wow, that was a very
that's
very good eye. That's that anti John Oliver British humor that I respect on a very deep level. So I appreciate that. But Tyson, just to swing it back around, what are you feeling about Bitcoin these days?
So I'm gonna stick with my plan from last week, where I don't think the downside is over yet, but I think soon the favor is gonna be to the upside. But I think we have like one more scam down before that happens.
Yeah.
So
Outlook is just-
if we
go.
break the 28.5, we'll probably hit the 26.4, and if that breaks, we probably head to 24K. But I think 26K is a good target.
So you're not really eyeing up any, let's say, probability of sub 20K is around 20%.
No.
Right
It's
now?
gonna bounce. It's gonna bounce up before that for sure.
I would think so as well. I would
If it hits
genuinely think
if
so.
it hits 24K, I'm gonna buy like a load.
even you're gonna buy. Okay,
Yeah.
that's good enough for me. You know, you guys were talking about Luna, and it reminded me of this coin that I got deep into before the crash that I'm gonna continue to hold on to. It's one of those 0.0000 whatever coins. I think I own 42 trillion of them or billion or something. It's called Call, a Hunter's Dream. You guys seen that?
Just hearing that name.
That gives me memories, dude, to like Bloodborne.
Yeah,
Hunter's
well,
Dream.
the logo kind of looks like Bloodborne. It's a guy in a gas mask, and it's on CoinMarketCap, and it was shilled to me by our good Discord friend Beck. So it's another one of his kilt scams. But I completely fell for it. It's got a weird name. It's got a weird logo. No one knows what it does, and it has rumors that it's related to the devs for Doge, which probably aren't true. So I enjoy that. I think it's fun. So
You think bird coins are going to be a thing then?
Maybe. It's very easily memeable. When you look on Twitter, it's a bunch of crows going caw and stuff like that. So I'm on board. If you guys are ever looking for the next SHIB, don't say I never warned you. So
I think SPX takes a dump, a small dump. Anyway, it's at 38. It's at 3,900 right now. So I think
we low today. I don't know what you're on about.
We can probably see 37.20. I think around there.
Oh yeah, on what? SPX?
On SPX, mega support at 35.70.
Mega weapon support.
No, that has no support.
You know, I gotta say, this has been some of the most inorganic or organic. I don't really know how to state this, but
orgasmic?
There's no. Sure, maybe.
Yeah.
There's been no black swan catalyst for this poor stock market performance, which leads me to believe there's going to be a major shakeup politically. I thought Biden was going to slide into a second term very easily just by sitting back and letting his surrogates do everything and run an average Obama term, but it's far worse than that. Things feel very dire in this country economically. And there's going to be a huge shuffle, especially with midterm elections this year.
This is music to my ears.
Why is that?
The death of America is nigh.
It certainly feels like it.
Inshallah,
Although
brother.
it looks like we're the global hegemony is making headway because Ukraine is probably going to outlast Russia in this war. I mean, Russia is pathetic right now. I was kind of rooting for him for a little bit, but they can't even take fucking Kiev. Why would I root for that country? You know? So,
Well, because if they do anything like too extensive, the more are gonna freak the fuck out and then send like 20 trillion bombers to them. So, can't really
I don't
do
know. I
anything.
feel like they already stepped over that line. So if we were going to do that already, we would have. But we've instead just sent billions of dollars to Ukraine. So I don't know. That's a good.
This is
that's
good.
a good thing.
You being an American, you should keep, sending money towards foreign aid.
Why is that?
For the brave soldiers that died for your freedoms.
I don't know if I could buy that fairy tale anymore. I don't know if I can. You know. So this country is less about soldiers and more about the Kardashians. So I don't know.
No, I want to say something about that.
Speaking of
I mean,
Kardashians,
literally, like, I don't mean any disrespect to the soldiers or anything, but I think it's very, very sad. I don't know, this isn't exactly a very deep point, how, like, they die like that, like...
The worst part is that you sent some of your guys out to help us in Iraq and they fucking died. That's just pathetic.
Yeah, it's just
you
so
fought
sad.
in the America's simp wars, with Australia. It's
Like,
very
damn,
sad.
dude, like...
Yeah, well,
Like,
you can't win them all.
all my respects go to the soldiers themselves, but, like...
I mean, like that raises the question though: how many of those soldiers are enlisting purely because they want to fight? But how many of them are enlisting because they just want like a fucking job?
Well, the military benefits are incredible, especially when you get a GI Bill for free college and you can make an extremely low down payment on a home. Joining the military for 4 years is a good economic decision if you're planning on working.
If I was in
long
America
term.
and I had to like pay $200,000 for like college, I'd join the army like straight away.
Yeah, if
that
I
shit
didn't have
free.
any help with college, I would at least consider it for sure. But you wouldn't make it past basic training, Tyson. So
I beg to differ.
you'd be like that. What's that Stanley Kubrick movie where the guy shoots the drill instructor in the beginning? That's you, basically. Full Metal Jacket. Full Metal
What the
Jacket.
fuck you say to me, homie?
Come on, man. Tyson, did you have something to say about the Kardashians? I brought them up. And
Yeah,
you're like,
speaking
"You
of
know
like
what?
tumbling empires, the Kardashian Empire is tumbling down.
Really? Why do you
apparently,
say that?
I don't know. Apparently, like one of the Kardashian sisters got married, and then the others like
Oh,
weren't invited to
no.
it. So this is just this is just a big win for my man Kanye. That's all I want to say.
Thank you, Tyson.
Wait, hold on.
You never failed to amaze me.
Hold on, Tyson. Which one's getting married, Kendall or
Look,
Kylie?
I don't know, dude. I just opened up Twitter and I saw like Kardashian married, other Kardashians not invited, and I'm like, okay, based.
Hold on. I'm going to search Kardashian not invited.
Fuck, man.
Tyson, you are an idiot. This is
What?
why I can't trust you with anything. Scott Disick, who is inarguably the best character to ever be on the Kardashians, is not invited to Kourtney Kardashian and Travis Barker's wedding. That's not a big deal. He's not in the actual
What
family.
about
or
Kim
anything.
and the rest?
I don't know if Kim's invited or not. I wouldn't be surprised if
We
she
have to know.
She's invited. She's
We
invited.
must know.
Most
We must
likely.
get
It's
to the
like the
bottom of
fucking
this.
gossip podcast now. Holy shit.
I think she's very weird in the way she uses her kids to get back at Kanye, though. I don't know the
Yeah,
deepest lore.
She's literally evil, dude. Fuck.
I don't know. Is that kind of just the average counter opinion to the entire thing? Is she really? I don't know. I think they're both it's like Amber Heard, Johnny Depp. They're both kind of a little unhinged, but I think Kim has been carrying herself better through this than Kanye has. Kanye's just been spazzing out at any opportunity and lashing out on
should.
Instagram.
As he should.
Really?
As, a
Back
man,
with,
as a man who's had his kids taken away, that's his right to spaz out on Instagram.
All right.
Tyson, the
wish.
rogue cats on your porch are not your children. Just wanted to.
I think Kim Kardashian should I think Kim Kardashian should get back with Ray J and
Blue pill.
just so we can see what Kanye does. You know?
Is that the one that had the video, the sex video, or no?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. You know what? Actually, I guess this is our gossip rag, thesun.uk section.
God, this
but
is where we lose all of our viewers.
no, this is whatever. I don't care. People, you know what? I saw an interesting tweet that was talking about that. It was someone kind of lashing out saying, "Oh, you don't like pop culture stuff? You're too cool for it. You know, blah blah blah. Wow, you must be so interesting." Because I am kind of sick of being one of those people where it's like, oh, that's so stupid. I'm not too enlightened for this stuff. I'm not too smart for this stuff. I'm just not. I'm an American consumer, and stuff shows up in front of me, and I want to talk about it. I don't care. I'm just gonna live the rest of my days just with my arms crossed and not enjoying anything. The Kardashians are stupid, and they show their asses, and I like that. So fine. Why do I have to get upset about it? But you know what? You know what I am upset about is I'm sorry, guys, and I don't know if I'm losing you on this. I can't take this Elon Musk shit anymore. I can't. I just can't do it.
What happened?
I just, it's not even him. It's the unbridled worship and how easily he was accepted into the right as some arbiter of the future of free speech in our country. He hasn't done anything. He has not done anything to earn this
he gets
moniker.
Sucked off on the right. He gets sucked off on the right, but he gets equally lambasted on the left as well.
I don't know. Doesn't everyone? Why should we respect him more for that? Everyone talks about how he's
I'm
making
not saying we
this
should
great
respect him.
stand.
I just don't understand why people just keep fucking talking about him. Like it's annoying.
Well,
Yeah.
it
As
helps with
the,
engagement, maybe. But.
As the resident centrist, actually, I have nothing to say. Just keep going.
Okay, I appreciate that. So my
If you're the
issue is-
centrist, who's on the left and who's on the right?
I
You are
guess-
a leftist. No, wait, Adam's
yeah.
a leftist.
I think
No.
Adam probably is the left. I don't know what his views are.
You know
I've been
the
getting.
you know the political compass test. I took that, and it actually put me
Here
as
we
like
fucking go.
as leftist.
Really? That's
Yeah.
interesting. Maybe you're a leftist authoritarian, Tyson. I could see that.
Yeah, I'm like
When
a
I did mine,
Stalinist.
I literally
I'm
was
like a
right in the center, and I got like one block, like to the right and up.
That so you're an authoritarian extremist bigot.
No,
Oh,
I,
you're
no,
a
no, no.
fascist.
I said I was almost right in the
shit.
middle. It was one block.
I know that's I'm just
one
making
block
fun
to
of
the
you.
right and one block towards authoritarian.
Yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
don't
no.
let Val hear about this. He's gonna dox you.
Oh
All
no!
right.
Oh,
I don't want
no.
to get into the weeds with just random internet people. that
Anyway, in the
barely anyone
news, the
knows
return
about.
of the king, Martin Shkreli.
Yes.
Is that how you
yes.
pronounce his name?
Yeah, go
he's
ahead.
back, and wow, like last time he was in crypto was 2016. So, actually, wait, how much can we say?
Who
I don't
cares?
know.
It's
up to
fucking
you.
base that he had a phone the entire time he was in prison. He's just just chatting out on fucking Twitter.
Was he
and
not
shit.
allowed to have one?
You know, you can't have phones in prison. But he's
Really? And he just had a phone the entire time.
yeah, fakes his
All
phone.
right, so actually, I want to go off for a second, okay? So
Alright.
I'll just fucking say it. So we got invited into Martin Shkreli's Discord, where he was in there talking about all his prison stories and stuff, and his VC and stuff. And listen, I rightfully earned a speaker role so I could actually talk to him, and I was so excited to finally talk to him. And the fucking moderator,
No.
do I say his name?
You can say it. Who fucking cares?
Quest,
No,
it's
I-
fucking on site, you pussy. Okay,
You fucking pussy,
you're a
man.
fat
you,
fucking
you
loser.
fat
okay,
Reddit to
You do
League of
nothing
Legends
but
twat.
Yeah.
You fucking wanker. Like, you...
Dude, you're so fucking weak that Ari could probably knock you out in one punch. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, God. I wish I could suck you off so bad.
Okay, wait.
Wait,
hold
that
on,
came
not
out wrong.
I really want a Discord venting section of this podcast. We have so many different sections of this podcast, but keep going, keep going. Yeah.
God, last night... Oh, I was seething so hard. Just like, I was saying everything I had. I say, you fucking Discord nonsense. You touched, like, you're probably in here, like, gathering a horde of fucking 12-year-old Discord kittens or whatever the fuck you want to call them, playing League. And he's like, how much? I was like, how much do you get paid for this? And he's like, oh, I do this for free. I was like, he does it for free.
Yeah,
He invited me into the VC, right? He gave me the speaker role just so we could sell
Shkreli
our
did,
beat.
or
And
the admin?
No. I didn't get to talk to Shkreli. The
Okay,
admin.
okay. You're okay.
And he just started going at me for being British.
Oh, jeez.
And I was like, oh, wow. And before I could, like, make any rebuttal, every time I made a point, he'd just mute me, being the Janny he is. You disgusting,
What?
you disgusting, fat, subhuman Janny. You're a janitor on the internet, okay? This is the only sense
Clean
of
it
power
up.
you've ever
Clean
had
it
in
up,
your
Janny.
life. Like, ooh.
We need to have a meeting of the minds for Discord admins and find out what acceptable.
You know, this is the
behavior
first time I've seen Ari
These people are
that's
out of
fired up.
control. Yeah. Who knew it would be an extremely niche sub 400 person Discord for a brief pharmaceutical figure? But hey, everyone's got to have their buttons, you know. So I just like the random clips of what's the thing called on the wheels that you stand up and you just lean forward and it moves. What are those actually called?
Segway? No, wait.
Yeah, they're not segways.
Hoverboard.
They're just yeah. There's just some really funny video of him just hoverboarding around his apartment. It was just really goofy in the way he's just a funny, goofy guy. And I gotta say, I think he stays kind of tight-lipped. He's basically he's a more likable Elon Musk for me at least, because Elon Musk just spouts idealistic entry-level libertarian opinions, and as usual, people who are anywhere to the right just gawk over it. They just slob on his knob when he says extremely basic things, and that really, really bothers me. But Shkreli's more nuanced, as are some other people that I like that Tyson
He was saying
is.
some pretty cool stuff in the VC yesterday. He was saying like his thoughts on crypto, and
Really?
one of the cool things he was saying was this is going to go the way of how the early 2000s .com boom was going to go,
Bubble, yeah.
where in about 10-15 years we're not even going to talk about the word blockchain. We're just going to use the word DLT, like distributed ledger technology. And he thinks like 95%, 99% of like all the projects are going to die. But there's going to be a couple that emerge from the fire and become like as core to the mainframe as Google is to Web 2 right now.
I'm not even kidding when I say this, but Link is one of them.
I was literally about to say, whatever schizophrenic Link listeners are listening right now are probably thinking, he's talking about Link. He's talking about Link. He's talking about Link. And then he went ahead. Then you went ahead and just said that. You just proved everything I was thinking. Right? Oh, I wish you should have let me speak first. You would have been like, oh, never mind. Carry on. Unfortunately, if I had a gun to my head and I had to agree or disagree with you, I'd have to agree with you. Unfortunately, I really would.
Really?
So, trust plans, 2 more years or decades or
I hate change,
millennia.
man.
Yeah, I know. There's nothing I can do about it, but you can either take that position and say it's ETH, Link, or you can just. I would rather go the route that it will be just Bitcoin to survive over and over. It'll be the largest cockroach in the room. No, you don't think so?
Bitcoin's hit a ceiling in terms of like its value proposition. Like it's really maxed out. Like
yeah, you might be right.
Worth
actually,
like,
it's a really good
worth
point.
like nearly like over $1 trillion, and its initial value proposition is like currency transfer, right? Like how valuable can that really be compared to Ethereum with smart contracts and all that shit?
Yeah, but what the coins actually do isn't where they derive their value. You know, Bitcoin doesn't have $1 trillion in value.
You just turned Canadian for a second right there. You're like, you know.
When I get sick, I just become Canadian. This is my greatest seat. What if I just sign off and never talk to you guys again because you're on to me? It's just I'm a Canadian secret
Italians.
You know, it's funny. I did bring up Justin Trudeau, or like a very niche Justin Trudeau clip, and you guys.
Right. Now.
Yeah, I'm just gonna be ironic to throw you guys off the trail. So you know. But what I was going to say was Bitcoin's not valuable because people can walk into Guatemalan fruit stands and pay for things with it. That's not where it gets its value from. It gets its value from scarcity and people not being able to supposedly control it to as much of a degree as other
Bitcoin
coins.
has proven...
No, I mean, it does actually have value when it comes to like
Bitcoin does
money
everything
transfer.
it promised to do perfectly. I don't think it's ever like gone wrong.
I mean, from a tokenomics perspective, it nailed it on the first try. It's actually pretty incredible.
which is incredible. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
other coins
also,
are still
I want to
trying
say
figure out.
this might be slightly controversial, but I'm coming back around to. Thanks, Tyson. I'll make sure to.
Oh, can you guys hear that?
Tyson,
I'll make sure to amplify that.
Is that a burp? Tyson, please clarify. Is that a burp or what is that?
Yeah, I burped. I just had Subway.
Just fucking shoves his microphone up his asshole.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Some intestinal fracturing.
It's like so. This is the intestinal tract of a Chinese kiwi. As you can see, this is the process of digestion from a
As you can see, there's mountains of Subway.
If you listen carefully, you can see the chicken being broken down.
Yeah, it's like I can't. It's too much. It's too much. If you remember what you're talking about, go ahead. Do you remember what you're talking about or no? It's all good.
Quest is a.
Yeah, he's a pussy, dude.
You guys are good. Oh my god, that's some good stuff. Oh my gosh, Tyson. I think you were in the middle of making a real. You were talking about Bitcoin, and then you were talking about that it fulfilled everything that people wanted to.
I remember. Yeah, controversial
It's
opinion.
maxed out its level and its original purpose.
I
just
was
isn't-
saying something. You shut up. Go shit your pants, Tyson. What were you gonna say?
I was just gonna say I'm coming back around to proof of work. I think proof of work is a fucking sick mechanism.
Yeah,
No,
maybe.
See how
what about-
fucking cool
what
that
about
is? How like.
What about the heckin' environmentarino?
No, listen. That's just some. I mean, yeah, there's something there, and like I am a pseudo environmentalist, I guess. But but I mean, listen. We're moving towards a more sustainable future. Like we'll figure out, like, I don't know, nuclear power plant mining rigs or something, or solar powered
Can you
mining
do
rigs.
that in your Boris Johnson voice, where it's
like fusion core Bitcoin mining rigs, or like 0 point energy element 115 powered Bitcoin warehouses. I don't know. We'll figure out.
Can you do any of that in a Boris Johnson voice? Because that sounded very visionary.
Oh, okay.
Element 115 Kardashian.
Yes. So, in regards to the issue of sustainability with Bitcoin. No, wait, how does he talk?
That was pretty good.
Yes. So yes, we can solve this issue by introducing nuclear powered Bitcoin mining rigs. Yes. So
Boris, I'm going to tell you that's one of the craziest things I've ever heard.
All right, I'm going to cut Tyson off there because when he does his
Who the fuck
Obama
are you?
voice, yeah, after Tyson does his Obama voice,
Obama?
he always says something very inappropriate. So
Okay.
I'm going to have to cut the Obama voice off right there. So, but Tyson,
who do
I
you
actually
think you are? Wait, hold on, wait. If we're gonna do presidential voices,
Okay.
Barack Obama, you are a complete fraud. You will never be a president like I ever was.
Is that Eisenhower? I think that's what it sounds like. No. All right. I'll leave that one up to the audience's imagination. How's that sound? So that is wonderful. We also have another segment
introducing
called-
our special guest, John F. Kennedy.
Oh my gosh,
Mr. President, you're alive.
That's not what you can do for Bitcoin, but what Bitcoin do.
We want to go to the moon, not because it is... Wait, hold on.
Okay, I want to do a Kennedy impression. Oh my God, what is that in the grassy knoll? The feed,
Mr. President, get down.
Mr. Obama,
my
get down.
Mr. Obama, get down. He's about to fire.
That's Mr. Obama to you. Sorry, Michael. No, that's
Interesting.
I just got put on a kill list for saying that.
Good thing I have a Chaos Emerald.
Oh my gosh, there he goes, folks. All right,
That's a classic. don't
Michael, bring that sexy ass bulge right here.
That's one of my favorite Obama. We're just way off the handle now, but that is one of my favorite clips where it's we're just spitballing here. So if you don't like it, just leave. But I'll just say that is one of my favorite clips where it just goes, Michael. It's just the way it's
Michael?
Just so ridiculous.
Michael.
The last thing Obama sees before.
Dun, 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 dun.
Oh my God. That is so fun. You know what? I'll just say it. Biden's been doing such a poor job, and I've been very hesitant to say that because I feel like it's such an easy thing to say.
Come on, man.
It's just a very lukewarm position to have, but he's been doing such a poor job that I think Trump might be able to step back in, which is I don't know.
Really?
Although
Who do you think the
his-
next candidates are going to be? Let's let out.
for Republicans, it's going to be Trump. I don't want it to be.
I think Trump's already said.
Here's
he's
my
gonna
question,
run
Moyer.
again for
Do you think
2024,
if Trump runs in 24, do you think DeSantis is going to challenge him or not?
No, he can't. DeSantis is. Listen, just full disclosure. I have been on Team DeSantis before COVID, before everything. I am a mega giga DeSantis simp. I keep a very close watch on what he does and that weird duck face press secretary he has called Christina Pushaw on Twitter. And he is too smart. He knows that Trump is still going to hog up what's left of the spotlight for 2024. He's going to wait for that to subside and then run into 2028. It's a shame because he has great momentum, but I would rather not waste him on an incumbent candidate. You know, he probably could beat Biden, but why waste him on an incumbent who will probably win anyways? Just let Trump lose a second time, and then in 2028, it'll be primed. He'll have a perfect, flawless record like he does well. His wife will still be hot. She had cancer. She didn't chop her boobs off, so it's all good. It's all good.
Look, that's looking to you, Angelina Jolie.
Tyson's very disappointed in you for saving yourself from dying. So he's very
But speaking of
disappointed.
Republicans, Moyer, did you see? Do you know this guy Madison Cawthorn, this Republican?
I do. It's a wheelchair kid.
Apparently,
Yeah.
apparently, like a video of him having gay sex with his male cousin came out.
No.
Link?
No. Yeah, hold
Source?
on a second. I'll Google that on air. Hold on. Tyson,
Jamie, pull up that gay sex video real quick.
Twitter is gagging over Madison Cawthorn gay face humping. Hold on, it's loading. Gay face humping jokes. Okay. I can't go too far into this, especially this is way too niche of a political character for me to keep going into, but I think he's been the victim of a lot of smear campaigns, but he doesn't do himself any favors. That's for sure. He really doesn't. He's probably just a socially inept, over Republicanized cripple, I guess.
That sounds like Tyson.
Yeah, exactly. But this guy probably has more than a few original thoughts. Also, he's a cute kid.
Oh my god,
he's a cute kid. I'm sorry.
Also,
there's the Roman coming out of Moyer.
yeah.
I could see us in a bathhouse before a battle. Whatever. But
Yeah,
go ahead,
me and Ari are like, Moyer, he's 16, you sick fuck.
Nah, he's fine. But I'm just, this is all extremely just absurdly hypothetical. I mean, this I'm chewed the fuck out. This podcast is fucking Disneyland at this point. So,
All right.
But speaking of Disneyland,
oh yeah,
dude,
yeah.
I watched Cars again, and now I really do want to know now, because they, like, in the movie they show,
why
like,
are you watching Cars?
it's a fucking sick movie, mate.
Hold on, Ari.
Mate,
Cars 1 or Cars 2? Or Cars 3?
I watched I watched two of them, the first two.
What?
Mate, it's a fucking quality trilogy right there.
Okay. Okay.
Mate, it's a sick film, innit? Anyway, so
Cringe.
they depict, like, child cars in the movie, which implies that, like, okay, so there's, like, growth and that, and, like, the cycle of life exists in universe. So just how the fuck does it work? Like, what do they do? And like,
they stick it up the exhaust pipe, I'm guessing.
so what about, like, the big ones? Like, how there's, like, cranes and stuff?
If
like,
Disney
who gives
if
birth
Disney
to
would
that?
if Disney was in
like,
charge
a
of
mega
showing
crane,
this,
or?
if Disney was in charge of showing this, they'd probably show like a big factory where all the cars come from, right?
That they're not birthed, I guess. Is that what you're trying to say? I don't pay attention to 3D movies because they apexed out. After Finding Nemo came out, there didn't need to be any more 3D movies. It was the greatest 3D movie ever made.
Oh, come on.
The
Agree.
apex of Pixar cinema. Everything after that has just been chasing it. I'm sorry. I saw Toy Story 4 recently, and I actually did enjoy it. It's just a lighthearted romp.
Come on. Oh, that just tells me enough.
Well, Toy Story 3 was way too serious. Way too serious.
Finding Nemo is a good 3D film, but it's just below Avatar.
Oh my gosh, they're not in the same genre. You fucking prick. I'm gonna wring your fucking neck. I can't wait for that to be shit when it comes out, but everyone's gonna go.
Hope and see, dude. It's gonna be. It's gonna earn like fucking $3 billion, and
it will. But why? It doesn't make any
Tyson
sense.
cares
to me.
about how many billions a billionaire makes.
Yeah, right, Tyson.
My billionaire's better than yours.
You know what's annoying is Tyson pretends to be a connoisseur of the cinema. And then his only retort is, but it's going to make a lot of money. I will never respect your movie opinion again. I'm sorry. You know what? I had another thing that's really...
And also, Avatar 1 had soul.
You know what, Tyson? Now that you're on here, when Avatar comes out, I'm going to give you the floor for 10 minutes, and you have to explain why Avatar 2 is a good movie, why from a cinematic perspective you enjoyed it. I'll give you the full time.
Avatar 1.
You just can't say those words that we talk about.
Glorified PlayStation 3 cutscene is what it was.
I
Preach
love
it,
the
brother.
smell of coke in the morning. I love it.
Okay, mate. All right.
I have a big issue, and this has been getting
You're
at me.
unironically just a furry in the closet.
No, it's just.
I'm just gonna go with that.
I'm gonna say the word. It's Kino, and it has soul.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you.
It's not
Thank
even.
you.
It's. I do not understand.
Speaking of that, though, something that's been bothering me about movies lately, or TV shows in general, I watched the trailer for the new She-Hulk, and obviously I want her to crush my head, and all that typical stuff. But everyone's complaining about the CGI. Why do people complain about CGI? Back in the 30s, 40s, 50s, let's say silent film era, wherever, 60s, 70s, however you want to go, movies looked like abject shit. They looked nothing like real life.
I think I know what that
True.
So
but
why do we get so worked up about it now? It's
Because-
just
because-
weird.
Here's why. It's like
because
once
it's
you've been
gotten worse.
exposed, once you've been exposed to a certain level of quality, and then you watch something that like takes a step back, you're like, what the fuck? Why can't it match what I've seen before?
It breaks the immersion. So like,
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding when I say this. Go back and watch the Spider-Man Raimi trilogy. No. Do you know all the swinging scenes from the Raimi trilogy are all CGI? You'd
maybe
never know,
I'm
right?
not sure. Yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, and compare that to like the new Spider-Man shit. It's so blatant.
The greatest, like, I don't know. I would say the one that stood the test of time that still looks real to me to this day is Lord of the Rings, and I think that's because they put an extreme effort with sets and artistic direction, and instead of Star Wars, which is basically all green screens.
Moyer,
but it's still
this is
kinda-
not a direction you want to go in because Tyson's just gonna say you know what he's gonna say.
What?
Well, there's a lot of
The
things that
graphics
I
are
know
bad.
Tyson was.
Well, it's not.
No,
Lord
not
of the Rings
that.
is one of my favorite films of all time.
No,
Yeah.
you're gonna say Avatar Mogs in CGI.
No,
It does.
yeah, no,
It
Tyson.
does.
No, I was about to say Tyson would not dare, but he just did dare to do that. No,
He's like, wow, these fucking
Lord of the Rings
Avatar already
trilogy.
mogs
so real.
everything, and Avatar 2 is gonna mog your little boy pussies when it comes out.
Okay, he's just going with
he's
all
okay,
the
he's
terms.
just projecting. He wants. See, he's a furry. He just wants to get fucked by a Navi.
Definitely
Once
no
Tyson has to
Neytiri GF.
de-escalate his brain level a little bit, he just says internet words. That's just all he can do.
You know what,
So-
Tyson? Cars 4, and I don't even know how to think. It's gonna mog Avatar 2. Like what? Okay. What? Who would win? Lightning McQueen or one of those fucking gay blue aliens?
Yeah, that car would
aliens.
just run him over.
No. Yeah, Lightning McQueen is
No, dude, the
he's a
alien's like
precision instrument
fucking
of
3
speed and
times the size of the
aerodynamics.
car.
No,
He's like
he'll
fucking
just be like,
3-4
he'll just
times
be
the
like,
size of it.
"Ka-chow!" and like they're dead.
The
One shot.
concept.
He's gonna fly in the air, so how are you gonna touch him? You can't.
Yeah, well,
so funny.
Lightning McQueen is like really fast.
This is so well. My dad could beat up your dad kind of levels.
Yeah.
I enjoy it. It's just so stupid.
You know,
but
Ari,
go
I have
ahead.
to say, listening to you talk about Spider-Man so much over these few months, it's made me like grow a new hatred for the series that I've never had before. Like, I really dislike Spider-Man.
Tyson,
now,
you'll like
after
the dumbest shit. You'll like the dumbest shit, and then pick very specific things to hone in on for some reason. So I don't know. Just the concept in Avatar is so thoroughly a giant corporation is taking over the forest. Wow! Oh my
It's
goodness!
not about the
gracious.
story. It's about
You're right.
it's about the fucking world inside it. Okay, I want to.
Dude,
I
the
want to
world
be on
building in
Pandora.
Avatar is shit.
Yeah, it is shit.
It's
You're
not.
very right about that.
I want to be
do.
on Pandora. I wanna fly
Unironically,
with the
Cars
fucking
does a
bird
better job
chads.
than Avatar in world building.
Cars has a more immersive reality.
It does. Cars thought about everything. They have in Cars they have a World War II veteran, which implies there was a World War II, which means there was a car Hitler that killed 6 million car Jews, and like this is the kind of depth that you don't get in Avatar.
I remember
and
seeing
I
that post on
appreciate
Reddit.
that.
I remember seeing that post on reddit.com//
okay.
funny.
You were on Reddit. What were you doing on
Yeah,
Reddit?
yeah, nice. I get him. Get him.
Typical of the Avatar viewer, am I right?
Yes, your typical
No,
Avatar enjoyer.
The typical Avatar is like on 9gag at this point. or something.
I think
9gag?
all those
What's that,
websites like
Tyson? Tell me what
I've
9gag is.
what websites like 9gag and iFunny have come out the other side back to being funny. I don't care what anyone fucking says. There's some funny shit.
I'm
that comes
actually
out of
going
there.
to agree with you there. Yeah.
Yeah. You guys
iFunny
got
is
any?
big.
Speaking of like all these Disney films, I've been watching like
Yeah.
videos of Disneyland and like the rides and shit. Dude, it looks so fucking sick. I want to go there, dude.
I don't care what anyone says. I will never forsake Disney World. Some of my best memories in my life are
You
from
went
at
there?
the Wilderness Lodge in Disney World. Yeah, you're like,
Damn.
whoa, you
Dude,
went there. It's in
I've
my
never been
country. You wanker.
Dude, you know the amount of times my parents would tell me they'd take me to Disney World when I was a kid? They just never did.
And then
Oh,
And
no.
it was like always before the fucking dentist as well.
I'll just say this. There's a VHS tape that you would watch before you went. And now that I'm looking back, it was a conditioning criteria. And it would show you all the amazing places in Disney. And I remember watching it 20 times before we would actually go there. And Disney World is amazing. And it's funny. My grandfather paid for everyone to go there years ago. And it was amazing. It was a lot of fun. And I was a little older too, and it was still great. There's tons of stuff for older people to do there too. It's not just for little kids. There's tons
Dude,
of
I was
places to
watching
drink
the
and have
new- the
fun,
new
and the
rides.
rides are good.
The fucking the new Star Wars section. It looks fucking sick, dude.
Nah, it's
Oh,
based on the
Galaxy's Edge.
sequels. Nah,
You know,
it's shit.
you know why
That's
it's sick?
shit.
Do you know
Yeah.
what makes Disney World?
Mhm.
What?
Lightning McQueen.
Cool.
No.
A lack of Avatar.
You know what
That's what
I
makes
like
it
about
base.
Disney World, and I went in this rabbit hole last time I went there because I was a little older. There's a dark side to Disney World where you look into how people died on all the rides, or how people like
wow.
to spread ashes at the Haunted Mansion, or how there's actual ghost sightings at the Tower of Terror. And the Tower of
Base?
Terror is creepy as fuck. But for anyone listening, if you're going to go there, go on Test Track. Test Track was my favorite ride there. It was a lot of fun. There's just it's just Futureland. It's just very kitschy in a nostalgic way, and it just really tugs at you. I love Americana. I love Disney. I love McDonald's. I love big, obnoxious, old American companies that used to not let certain kinds of people in their parks.
Dude,
so I just
I'm with you, dude. My perfect day would be you wake up, have breakfast at IHOP, go to Disney World, and then you finish the day with a big fat meal at Red Lobster. That would be like the perfect
I
day.
thought you were going to say McDonald's. You said Red Lobster. I can't wait
Subway.
for you to come to the States because I've never been to Red Lobster, but I can't wait to
I'm
go
gonna
there.
come
with
home. I want to pop in my Avatar Blu-ray.
yeah. Then come home, get drunk, hit your wife, and then watch Avatar. That's what you want to do. So,
And then go on Reddit and make a thread and say it's Kino, it's Kino.
yeah, exactly. You know, now there's Runaway Train, there's Splash Mountain. Well, you know what's happening, Tyson? They're building an Avatar world at Disney
Let's
now as well.
fucking
Oh, it's
go,
over.
man.
No, no.
And
no.
I'll tell you what,
no,
I'm gonna
no,
like
no,
that
no.
more than fucking Disney. That's for sure. I'm gonna,
Yeah, Ari, where's
sorry,
your-
more than
Ari,
Star
where's
Wars
your fucking,
world.
Where's your fucking Spider-Man world, huh? Eat that.
I don't know why you're coming at me for Spider-Man. Like I've never said that. Like Spider-Man mugs every. I've never said that. I just said I like the Raimi trilogy. I like the
Dude,
Raimi trilogy. All right.
Dude, I hear you
stop
talk about Raimi
stop
so
coming
many
after me
times.
like that. All right. You just
can't,
know
I can't take it anymore. I hear you talk about Raimi too much.
what's wrong
There-
with Raimi.
The Spider-Man ride at Universal Studios is a lot of fun. I think you would enjoy that.
You see.
ride,
You
so
see. You see.
maybe someday. It
You
was
know
a
what?
little
You know what?
scary.
Let's just lay out. All right. Let's just all go to Disney World. Let's
No,
plan it
no,
right
you're
now.
not cool enough. Are you're more like Universal
not cool
Studios
enough.
person. Me and Moyer are Disney people.
But
What?
the thing is, Universal Studios is getting a Mario World too, and that's kind of cool. I kind of
That's
want to see
based.
that. So we might have to go Bing Bing, and then go down the street and go to downtown Disney and
well, I'm gonna
find
say
some
it.
Florida bitches.
I just want to say it just to piss off Moyer, but Sonic is better than
Oh my
Mario
God. Can
any
you
day of the
stop?
week.
Actually,
Sonic
you know
was
what?
bred-
I will agree with you on that one.
Shut up, dude.
No, it's
He was
true.
bred in
Mo-
a focus group lab. He was bred
Don't care.
in a focus group
Don't care.
to combat Mario. He's a derivative of Mario.
He
There's no
played
point
Sonic
to
way
Sonic.
before I
He
played
does
Mario,
it better
so
than Mario.
He's based.
That's why autistic people love Sonic, because he was created through autistic means. He was created through autistic focus groups.
Listen. Sonic
your
has a
hero.
soul. Mario is cringe. The game, like Sonic. Granted, he's had a rough, few years, but the games
He's
have a
had a
lot
rough
more soul.
3
few
He's had a
years.
tough life.
He's had a. No, I mean,
I'll tell you what. At
Only
least
terms of the
Sonic
games.
isn't a fucking simp. I'll give you that.
Right.
At least he's not a fucking
Base.
simp.
Yeah, but dude, he's got fucking. They've got story. It was like it's edgy. It's got depth. They've got fucking.
Dude, he can turn tails
Dragon
around
Ball
and
Z
hit
elements.
that up
Yo,
whenever
holy
he
shit.
wants.
By the way, guys, so a couple days ago, I finally bought a Nintendo Wii, and it's the most fun I've had in like months.
It's
It's
almost
like
like
Wii
you don't need
Sports.
good. Oh, only Wii Sports. Okay,
Yeah.
You know what? I can't. Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good game.
that's fair enough. Get into the Wii shop. I'll tell you some good ones to download. You
The
should
Wii
download
shop is shut
Mario.
down.
I don't think they make new games for it anymore. Can you really just not even buy anything on there? That's
Oh no! I
kinda
mean, the
sad.
digital shop is dead.
I think
you
it's
can
just dead, yeah.
you can hack the Wii though really really easily and just play anything and everything you want on it.
I'll be hacking at my Wii tonight. That's for sure.
So who's?
There you go. Sorry, I don't know. It's towards the end of the hour. You just say stupid things. It's all good. So
You know what? Don't coom.
okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Let's do a no coom challenge. Oh, I'm already winning. Let's go. I wins
Tyson's like,
again.
give me
Took
1
off your
second.
scoreboard.
Oh, I just lost. Yeah,
Nope, I actually
Tyson's
haven't
like
coomed
shit. There's an Avatar Blu-ray
I
right in
haven't
my
coomed
periphery.
for,
I must put it away.
6 days at this point.
all right. I'm gonna pump the brakes here. That's just
You're gonna pump the what?
that's an
Yo, what are you gonna
unnecessary conversation. At my own expense and with great restraint. You guys have anything else that's on your mind or no?
Yeah. So
Oh no.
I want to talk about this guy I met from my high school. If that's all right.
Go ahead. I actually have something to say about this too. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So, okay, this is gonna sound like really. This is gonna sound like really, really mean, right? But like, I've had it with people that have that are like slightly mentally ill. You know, like.
Thanks, Tyson.
No, like like those autistic
Thanks,
people.
Tyson.
Yeah, right. You're talking about your peers right now, but go ahead.
No, like far
Tread
more
lightly.
autistic than
I'm
you
watching you.
guys. So a couple days ago, I was walking down the street.
He's just
and I met
projecting more than anything.
Yeah, right.
I'm not.
He's
So I met-
Self-loathing.
He's probably telling his wife and kids this story about this weird Asian guy from high school that he ran into.
Oh, trust me, he doesn't have a wife and kids.
All right, go ahead. Go ahead.
So I met this guy from my high school when I was walking down the street a couple days ago, and how do I say it? So he's like one of those people that like everyone laughed at they were like friends with, but like everyone laughed at back in the day, right? And I'm like, and I always thought he was a nice guy. I was always like cordial with him. I'm like, hey Chris, what's up? How you doing and all that? And like out of nowhere, he just like starts speaking to me in like a fucking like really thick Scottish accent. I'm like, what? What the fuck?
That's absolutely fucking based, if you ask me.
Yeah. I'm like, okay, what's with the accent? He's like, what accent? And like,
Dude, this guy sounds
What accent
awesome.
are you talking about, lad? He's a wee Scotsman, let him be.
Hey, has
And,
the
like-
subway, you fat ass?
Bugman
yeah.
Chris.
So he just like keeps telling. He started telling me about like what he's been up to since school, and then like I shit you not, like halfway through like his sentence, he like transitioned to a fucking Canadian accent.
Oh my god. Are you serious?
Yeah. And I'm like, what the fuck am I watching?
Oh,
That's
no.
so based. No, dude. I'm-
That's like talking
All
to I, really.
all right.
Yeah.
I feel like South African accents confuse people the most from what I've heard, but they're
From
tough
South
ones to get
Africa?
a hand.
I'm from Rhodesia.
Never mind, you're really good at that. Tyson,
Oh,
it
yeah.
sounds like he was.
Funny story. This guy actually came. This guy, he fucking crashed my. So it was prom night. And I
Oh,
hosted
no.
a party at this hotel, and he actually crashed my party. And I
And
had to
everybody
like,
clapped.
no, like someone just like brought him along, and I'm like, what the fuck? Why is he here? So I had to like make up the excuse saying like, oh, dude, it's really like late, like it's 8:30. Everyone's gonna go to sleep soon, so we should probably head home.
Did he go home?
Yeah, he went home.
I'll tell you, man, and maybe this will happen to you guys as you get older, but it's really funny how relationships in high school work because I was a drama mill in high school. I had a lot of drama. I would
Based?
enact it. I would receive it. I would, because I had a lot of catching up to do, really, and a part of me enjoyed it and kind of always will. But everyone that burned me in high school, I got over it after college. But then a few more years went by, AKA within the past 2 or 3, and I kind of just came back around to just hating those same people. I was like, you know
Based.
what? Actually,
I'm with
what
you.
you did 12 years ago, fuck you. I fucking hate you.
Yeah.
Never talk to you again. And
with you.
it feels right. It feels really good.
It is
because
right. Fuck
I
You
that.
don't
know
know.
something? I'm gonna give you a pill right now that
Maybe I'm just
most
bitter. Go ahead.
people won't like. Most people, and I guess this goes for everyone really, are actually stuck in like their high school phase. Most people wish they were back in high school.
Well, a wise word, as my mom always says, life is like high school and it never ends. So, you know, it's just
That's
high school
depressing.
forever. And if you
It's
work
like-
in an office, it's the same drama, really.
Like
you know, it's just
you must have like come across or like sort of come across people that peaked in high school before, and like you're doing much better than them nowadays and stuff, and they're still in that kind of high school coping phase. You know what I mean?
yeah. That's I would hate to say that about other people because other people probably say that about other people as well. It's less about how they are now and
It's an
more
observation.
about me not forgiving them for things they did a decade ago. I go back to it. I say, you know what? Actually, that was fucked up, and I don't care if you grew as a person. Fuck you. And that feels good. It feels really good, to be honest with you. So
I'm curious.
I don't know.
what kind
Maybe
of
you guys will
what kind
go
of drama
through that.
person? What kind of drama would you be into?
Well,
Top secret.
You know what, Moyer?
Like relationship stuff.
I'm
or like
inclined to
you
agree
fight
with
other
you
guys and shit.
because
Go ahead, I.
I just want to say I for the most part agree with you because and I guess before I say something to make it seem like I'm projecting, I'm just gonna go off my own experience. I borderline had some like traumatic experiences back in those years. I'm not gonna get into them, but that shit like haunted me and it sticks to me to this day. I've never gotten over that shit, and like I don't I couldn't forgive those people. I just couldn't.
Good.
That shit haunts me. Like I stay up at night over some of that shit. Like to this day. Fuck you, you know?
Yeah, I wonder if they still even think about it. I don't know, or they just try to pretend it's normal. But you know what, Tyson? I don't mind truly. I'm just going to answer your question in a very PR type way. It was relationship related, you know. Getting with someone's ex-girlfriend, that kind of that kind of gray area.
You know, the girls that have their flip phone, you know, they're on MySpace.
Dude, I used to have an
Motorola Razr.
It's playing MCR. It's like
it was called an Alias 2, and I swagged the fuck out with that thing. If you guys are listening, and you might be too young, Alias 2, it was a phone that flipped both ways. It flipped keyboard ways and up razor ways, and you could flick it on your finger like over and over. It was really sick, and I'd bring it in the shower. I would swag out with that thing. I was a fucking monster. So whatever. But you guys are kind of, I don't know, what was it? Are you guys like iPhone kids or something, or were you guys around for Razors?
Dude, I was a fucking Sony Ericsson Chad. I was
Sony Ericsson.
Yeah. For me, it was around the same. Sony Ericsson, and then it was like I think my first smartphone was also a Sony Ericsson. Actually, it was
They had so much soul, dude. Like they were fun phones.
Fuck, I can't remember what it was
They
called.
were so much soul. You weren't around for the blue brick Nokia phone that had Snake on it.
No, my dad had that. He had a 3310. Like that was ages ago, but like I'd play Snake on it. And
my dad paid like
Asteroids
$5,000 for like the initial like brick phone.
Really?
Motorola Dynatac or something.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Why the fuck do I know that? What the fuck?
That is weird because I didn't know that. But I am old, but I'm not this old. But my a family member was telling me about it. The first few phones that came out would just be in your car, or you would carry them around like a sash. Like they were gigantic, like a backpack. I don't know. It's kind of funny, but that kind of speaks to the fact that again, technology was reaching a point where we were connected, but not too connected, and now we're overstimulated, and we're all depressed. Yep.
Dude, that's
actually
a
ruined
good point. It was like the perfect balance when a phone, all you do on a phone was like fucking call and just text people. That was like the sweet spot.
I always wondered too, especially when it comes to dating or anything like that, you couldn't talk to someone when you weren't with them unless they were at home and by their phone. I think we should get back to that. Instead, you're supposed to be able to reach someone at any moment. It makes your conversations less meaningful. And for some reason, a big normie thing is basically you need to talk all day and text all day for it to be normal, when it really should be the opposite. You talk for an hour each day. You know, I think that's more normal, but whatever.
Dude, if you think like those phone calls are meaningful, imagine like 100 years back when you would have to send letters. Like getting like one letter must be like mind-blowing.
I'm going to say something that's may be controversial, but I think read receipts are probably one of the worst innovations in
Agreed.
the history of communication.
Oh, I turn all of them off. Yeah, I don't want people to see when I read things. I just leave it off. I respond when I'm supposed to or when I want to, you know?
Yeah, like imagine if I've used this analogy before, but imagine if the Victorians had read receipts as they write letters to their lovers. Like, could you imagine like the fucking angry letters you spammed with and shit? Or like just the I don't know, dude. Like, it's just strange. It's just strange. People get worked up over that shit.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do.
Yeah.
But I'll have
people
to
play games with it as well. Like. And I say that as
ahead.
someone who's played games. No, I'm just saying, don't get me wrong, I've done it too, but...
We've given ourselves such a veneer of autism around technology. It's just impossible to penetrate at some points. But I'll have to cut it off there. Did you guys have anything crypto related on the back end to fill everyone up with besides me saying buy call? And yes, I still have Mega Weapon. And yes, Premia holders are in the fucking gutter. What a bunch of losers. Tyson, you got anything to say?
The Bitcoin Weekly is about to turn upwards, but not yet. There's some pain. Look out for 28.5. That's the key level. If that breaks, 26.4, and if that breaks, 24.3. But I'm targeting 26 around there. When it reclaims 28, I'm going to load up on some fucking longs, and that should be a signal for a good bear market rally to like maybe 37 or 40k-ish.
Okay.
Around there.
That would be nice. Bear
And
market rally.
it coincides with like a SPX dumping as well, because it looks bearish on the daily.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough. Well, I guess in closing, I'm just gonna say I think Justin Trudeau is a really good-looking guy, and his wife or ex-wife isn't as good-looking as him proportionately, but she's very pretty in this plain kind of way that I find entrancing. So she might be a beard cover because he's probably gay, but it is what it is. That's just my theory. And then, you want to close us out?
Yeah, so Quest Europe